gets moving. And then we can do a warm up properly when everyone's here. Arms up and around. I'm going to take one arm up and just a big lean over. Fingers high, fingers low. And then to the other side, right, fingers down, fingers lift. One or more of those each side. Lift.
There's still one more.
Oh, perfect. And lift. No, you're fine. We're just going to warm ourselves up. Shoulders around and down and roll and down and round and down. Give me those quick fire shoulders. Roll, 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 roll. Shrug and drop down. Let's bring our feet into the center. We're going to open our toes and our heels, taking the toes a little wider. Anchor down into the mat. Tails down slightly. Lift tall through the crown. Draw in through our center and breathe. We're going to round the shoulders and down. Roll. Sounds like us before class. Round and down. Arms to the ceiling. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Push to the sides. Push. And down to the back. Oh, a bit closer today. Up, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Wriggle. Wriggle. And away. Well done. So we'll warm up our balance. We're going to reach forward. We're going to push up on those toes. Catch your balance. Find your glutes. Release. And then again, push back. Hold. Release. Push back. Hold. So it's also, as we balance through these legs, activating wide across our shoulders. Wide across the front of the chest. 3 to go. Reaching back with those hands. Tall through the crown. Lift. And last one. And lift. And in. Hands together. We're going to raise onto those toes. Turn. Balance one way. Remember, the heels don't have to be far off the floor. Coming through to the other side to challenge your balance, even if they're just a centimetre, an inch off. Low enough that you can control your ankles. This time onto the toes, and we're going to flick an arm out, open to one side. And then come back through. Other side, open, catching that balance. And you're in. And lower. Let's grab our roller. We're just going to hold it on those ends. Planting one foot firmly into the floor. We're going to lift the other knee up to tap it. We'll go for 4. Lift. 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to use that to push that roller up. So we're going to bring the knee up. Whoop, bring the knee up. Then we're going to take the roller lift and lower and down. So we're up. Lift, lower, down. 2 more. Up, up, lower, down, and up, up, lower, other side. Well done. So our 4 lifts. Whoosh. 2, 3, 4. And let's ricochet that up to the roller. We're going to up the foot, then the roller, down, down. Now, if you're on a new squishy mat, you might find there's just a little bit more sink into it. And it might up those challenges to maintain your balance. Last one. Lift, lift, lower, and lower. Ooh, let's take it behind us. Back to shoulder width apart. I'll go sideways, but you're welcome to stay where you are because you'll have plenty of space. We did this with the circle the other week. We need to keep it off the back of the hips. So we're going to come down into a little squat, hop on those toes, heels down and up. So there's some nice postural work into the upper back, keeping that push back on the roller. Down, toes, lower, lift. 2 more. Down, toes, lower, lift, down, toes, lower, lift. We're just going to add in a little bit of a pulse down there. So 5 rounds. Come on down. Onto the toes and hold. 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Breathe. On your next exhale, let's go again. We are down. Hop on toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoosh. Up again. Warming up. Down we go. Toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 2 more rounds. Down, toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're up. Last one. On your exhale, we sink down. Toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. Ooh. We'll pop that in front of us. Shimmy yourself back near the back of your mat. Our fingertips are resting on the front. Now I'll just soften those knees and we're going to push the roller away. We're looking to flatten our back and make a lovely big tabletop here. Our head is between our arms. Our ears might feel those arms. I'm pushing forward with my fingertips. I'm sitting back with my hips. And they're going to come up. Have a breath. We're going to go down again. Sitting back with the hips, pushing away, flattening the tabletop. Let's try to straighten our knees down here. To try to straighten, push them back and release. We're pushing back into the hamstrings. And release. 2 to go. Push. And release. And push. And release. And up. Well done. This time we'll come down, we'll do our swimming. We're going to keep our eyes down into the water. We're going to swim freestyle, reaching around, try to find the roller. Other side, around. Where's the roller? Around and reach. Around. And from this one, we're going to follow our fingers, turning to breathe. Follow those fingers up and back to the roller. So we're allowing more movement in the body. You can twist your spine. Turning, looking up, 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 up. Follow those fingers. And one more. And follow. And up for breath. Keep our fingers on here. So depending on how your knees are behaving, we're going to give ourselves a nice big knee squat. This gives us the ability to push up, give us a bit of assistance. So if we come down into a knee squat, we're going to bring those knees down the front. We might be going past that 90 degrees, so it's quite a squat. Use the push on the roller to come back up. Crackle, crackle, crackle. So you can use that hold on the roller to give us a little bit more of a supported squat down. And up. Lower. And lift. Give me one more. Lower. And lift. Well done. Bring the roller in. We're going to hold it up above our heads. Give yourself a little wriggle around. Just release any tension you can feel. Then we're going to roll it and take it to the floor. So the roller comes first. Head follows. Shoulders next. And we're rounding down, 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 down. And we'll drop the roller. Hands on. Sink a bit lower so we can reach the roller out as far as we can. Pop onto your toes, placing your weight on the roller. And we're going to lower those knees down to nearly touching. Push back up. Reach back through the hips, sink the heels. Big stretch. Coming forward on those toes again. Lowering the knees to nearly touching. And we are up. Push back. Stretch through the heels. And this time we'll come through, put the knees down. We can flick our toes out as well. And give yourself a little roll. So we have thumbs up. It's a nice position for our shoulders, for happy shoulders. A little bit of a roll in and out. It's quite a big stretch for the shoulders, so you can always soften those elbows towards the mat a little more. But we're trying to get that extension, that reach, and that flattening of that upper back curl we get with our postural changes during the day. Well done. Ooh, wee. We're going to come onto the roller on our elbows. Good job indeed. Right, so you can feel how you sink slightly into the roller. We want to keep our weight reasonably equal side to side. So we're going to start with one leg. We're going to slide it long, lift it off, lower, and back in. Other side, slide, lift, lower, and in. And you're just keeping an awareness of your positioning. If you can feel a big shift over onto one elbow, push back through the other elbow. Trying to keep level strength across our triangle arms. So we're pushing firmly onto the roller with both elbows. 2 to go. Slide left and lower. Slide left and in. We're just going to make a slight change on that. Very similar beginnings. We're going to slide and lift long. And then while the leg's there, we're just going to bend the knee. So that's tacking into our hamstrings. Reach it long and then bring it back in. So just that extra movement at the top. Slide, lift, fold in and out. Down and in. Slide, lift, fold, long. Down, slide, lift, fold, reach. And then last one each side. Slide, lift, fold, long. And here's your last one. Lift, fold, down, and in, and reach back. And just releasing those arms from holding that position. The roller then comes in right to the front of the knees. We're going to climb on top. Remember here we have 2 friends, left and right toes. And if the toes are touching the mat, that's giving you a lot more assistance with your balance. Okay, so we can use that. To challenge yourself more, that's what we can point and remove that contact and make our bodies work a little harder, but the toes are there when needed. Let's start with a similar one. We're just getting these legs familiar with being on the roller. So we're just going to extend one leg long behind you and then bring it back. Other leg, slide long and in. So just getting familiar with that, reaching behind and in and reach and in. And whenever you're ready, we can take it to that next level. So we're going to extend the leg. We hold it there, reaching that leg right to the wall. So it's lovely and long, the glutes are on. It's the opposite hand. We want to see if we're able to lighten our fingertip touch. See whether we can take that hand off. See whether you can reach that hand. Keep the leg lengthening. Keep the reach through the arm. And so you're going to have a little go with that side to side. So the key thing being your leg. Use your leg to be a lovely long extension. And if you get the speed wobbles, lengthen that leg even more to give yourself some extra support.
Yeah.
Use your leg, extending, reaching behind you. Get the speed wobbles, extend your leg more. Consider it your friend for balance. Reach, lovely and long, and extending the opposite hand. We're reaching, extending long, and reach, long. The long leg is what gets you out of wobbles. And in. Last one each side. Everything working here. That's why it's one of my favourite exercises. And you can't hide on top of the roller. and well done. The last exercise here, we're just going to do our shin splint rolls. We just roll in and out. And you think, ooh, that's a bit tender. Turn the angle of your feet. So if your toes are touching, you'll roll more on the outside of your shins. And if your heels are touching, you'll roll more on the inside. So just seeing if one side's a little more comfortable for you. Or maybe one side feels like it's getting a bit of a treatment that it needed. The roller starts to disappear on us, doesn't it? It gets further and further back. So we're just going to roll with that. And as it extends, tuck your tail. Pull it in. Whoa. Tuck your tail. Pull it in and out. Pull. And last one. Pull. We can pop the knees on the inside. Down where you lower. Well done. We're just going to push that roller back slightly so it's underneath the front of our ankle. If your wrists are sore here, you can absolutely come down onto your elbows and loosen off the wrists. So it's your choice, it won't make any difference for this one. We've got 2 tails sitting on the roller. We're going to take one tail off. We're just lifting one foot off, and we're going to roll the other leg behind us and bring it back in. Roll and in. Roll and roll and roll and roll. And we're going to reach it back and hold it there. The opposite arm comes out. And now we come under the table and out. Using the opposite arm, connecting it, so we start to work across. Now if you're on your elbows, you can just reach that elbow and just slide down forward and back in. Just like that, sliding into the mat. So your weight comes more into one. Last one there. Let's try the other side. So again, resting on your hands or elbows, we lift the other tail off and we roll and roll and reach, 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 and reach. And we're going to push that roller back, hold it there, other arm long, extending, and we are under and out. Under and long. Under, reach, under, long. 3, 2, and 1, and long, and well done indeed. Ooh, release the wrists. We're going to come all the way over onto our backs, and we have the roller kicked in towards the front of our hips, fingertips on top. Well done. Right, so that's our position for the roller. We're just going to set ourselves up for the rest of the body. We remain long through the back of the neck. We tuck our shoulder blades underneath so we're open across our chest. We lift the hips and place them down close to that roller to elongate the spine, space it out, and then we can tack into those deep postural muscles a little easier. Where's that roller? Fingertips on top again. Well done, well done. Now we're going to curl forward through the head and neck. Curling forward, head and shoulders off. You can use a hand to support your head without trouble because you push with the roller one arm. The roller hits the heels. Now if you're way too close, shuffle the heels out, give yourself a challenge to aim for. And then down we come with the head and neck. So we're going to exhale, curling forward, reaching towards those heels to touch. And slowly coming back down block by block. 2 more. Curl and push that roller. It's giving us that direction, that lift, and away. And another curl, push, and down, and away. So we're going to curl up. We're going to do our little leg lift. So we're going to curl forward and hold, lifting one leg, lift the other leg, and lower, and release. So we're up there a little longer. If you need support to your head, we can use one hand behind, one hand on the roller. Exhale again. We're going up, hold, lift one, lift the other, lower, lower, and release. 2 more of those to go. Exhale, curl forward, hold, lift, lower, lower, and release. And again, we go forward, hold, lift, lower, lower, and release. The feet are going on top of the roller now. Rest your hands on your headlights. And we're going to start with our feet together, touching. We're going to open both knees out, just exploring that hip range of movement and drawing back in. Open those knees and exhale. Close, drawing in through the deep center. Again, open and close one. Last one here, open and close. So give ourselves a few singles here. We're going to open one knee to the side, just as far as those hips remain level, and then close the knee back to starting. Other side, open and close. We can float our elbows here just to increase the challenge. Still working to stay level across the hips. Open and close. done. We're just going to keep those hands relaxed on the headlights, but you can lower your elbows back to the floor. One leg comes up to tabletop, and we're going to pop our tippy toes onto the roller. The top leg is beginning for us. It's going to do 4 extensions, reaching over the roller and bring it back to tabletop. Over the roller and back. We're trying to hold that lower back into its neutral spine. Rib cage closed down in the front. Now let's pause that top leg. Back at tabletop, the lower leg is now going to roll out and back in. Just the lower leg on its own. Roll and return. Reach, return, roll and pause. So we've done 4 with each leg, then we do 4 combined. Exhale, both legs open and come back in, close. Open, scissors, and close. Open and close. Open and wheel it all the way in. Well done. So we're going to change the other leg that's at tabletop, and it's the top leg beginning with our 4. Reach over the roller and return. Push, return, reach, and 1 more. And pause that top leg. The lower leg, tippy toes up on top, and the lower leg now rolls out and in. Lower leg on its own. We're keeping the top leg at table, holding its place. And in, open, and in. And now both legs together, open, scissors, and return. Reach, and return, keeping that low back lovely and low, holding in its neutral spine position. We've got 1 more, and reach, and in. Both feet back on top, and we're back out in our train tracks, holding that alignment, and arms now relaxed beside us. Well done indeed. We're going to have a go at some bridging here. If you like, you'd only have to come up part way, but we're going to activate through these glutes and hamstrings very well with being on something rolling. 2 key things here. 1, feet are right on top of the roller, not angled with the heels down. Get your feet right on the top, so your push is vertically down rather than pushing towards the wall. That'll make a big difference for your leg control. And we'll have that roller as close as you can. Again, that's going to stop your hamstrings getting too excited. Are we ready? Right, start by just pushing down on the roller. And you can feel your leg muscles tighten anyway. Good start. Pushing down on the roller, we're lifting up those hips as high as you feel comfy. The lift is probably the easiest part. Hold. And now slowly, we're going to take the hips back to the floor, but we have to keep squeezing our bottom as we lower, like slowly releasing a handbrake. Down you come. Well done. Let's go again, pushing on top of the roller. Squeeze the glutes as we lift. And as we release the hips back to the floor, slowly lowering because we've got the glutes still controlling and helping. 2 more of those. Lift. And lower. Tap the hips down, keep the roller close if it's rolling away. Once more. Lifting, lift. And lower and release, and just roll the roller out and tip your toes on if that helps get the feet a little bit lengthened. And we're just trying to hold that neutral spine again, keeping that little blue bearing in place. We can always exhale, allow the rib cage to lower as we reach. Inhale, return, roll, and in. Roll, and in, and roll, and in. Well done. We're going to lift our hips, and we're just going to pop the roller underneath the back of our hips. Well done. We can rest our hands on the roller. It's not going to disappear on us, but that makes us feel a bit more comfortable about things. And we're going to take 1 leg up to tabletop. Well done indeed. So this long leg, we're going to do bicycles. So we're going to lengthen it, reach, and then bend it back up. push up on the pedal, long and in. Push, long and in. Push, long and in. This time we're going to press it long, lift it up there. 3 circles in one direction. Ooh. 2, 3. Reverse. 3, 2, 1. And then bring it back to tabletop. Now we've got this leg lifted. The other leg is giving us some support. We're going to open that knee out to the side. Now you can put your hands on your headlights here. We still have to make sure that things are behaving. It's tempting because we're up here on top of something a little less flat than the floor. So we've still got to work on holding the stability in our middles, keeping our hips level. Open. Close. Last one here. And we're going to lower that leg. We're going to lift the other leg up to that tabletop and begin with the bicycles. Reach and scoop. Reach and scoop. Reach and scoop. 2 more. Scoop. Reach and scoop. Now we're going to reach and hold it out there. 3 circles each way. Just medium size. Other way. 2 and 3, and then bring it into tabletop. This leg now opening out to the side, just as far as you can control. Keep the hips level. Now it would be very tricky if our cup of tea was still able to balance here, but we've just got to keep that same idea working for us, to be able to hold ourselves level across the front of our hips. Maybe it's one of those clever trays that as it moves around, it holds itself level. Last 2. And open. Now that leg's going to stay up. We're going to bring the other leg up. And can we velcro our feet together? So the base of the big toe and the heels are together. Hands can stay on headlights. So we're going to open one leg to the side, a bit like a wedge. And close it. The feet stay together. Open the other knee and in. Can we keep ourselves nice and level across the hips here? Just as we're adding this little twist to the hip. Extra challenge here, we can again float the elbows and just see if we were able to keep that control between our shoulders and hips. So there's some neat little connections happening deep here. As we work to keep this control, to hold ourselves level on top of our rollers. And last one there. Well done. Hold on to your rollers, take both legs up and just give them a bit of a roll around those ankles. There's a lot of good things happen with our legs lifted, and one of them is lymphatic drainage, so we're able to move those ankles around and help return fluid back down towards our centre and our heart. We're taking that into lovely big bicycles now, just using that reach and stretch through the legs. Push, 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 push. And 4, 3, 2, and both legs lifted and up. What if we were to scissor them? So one leg stays, the other leg lowers a little bit away. And then bring that leg back up, reaching the other leg away. And back up, reaching long and lift, reaching long and lift, nearly there, reach and lift, our last one, reach and lift, and then we find the floor and push that roller bank out. Now just keep it sitting there on the floor. You're going to curl your knees in. Give yourself a little wobble side to side. We're able to massage that lower back out. We did this exercise last week with the balls. Now the roller helps us a little bit because it's slightly higher and easier to control with its rolling. So we're going to see if we're able to push down on it and lift the lower hips, giving ourselves that little lower tummy tuck, 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 if you're ever lying in bed, you're trying to pull your pants up, that time, that old lift and tuck, lift. Use the long arms, push down on the roller, giving us some extra boost there. And then we want to keep that rounded shape. So with the hips lifted, if we were staying rounded, our head would move. Yeah? And we're going to use that to get ourselves up into sitting. So the hip lift can give us that little bit of momentum to come forward. See if you can push the roller to bring you up. Ooh, and then rounding down, lifting up and push. Push. Up and push. We'll have one more go and then we're up and sitting. And round. And we are up and done. Well done indeed. Now we're going to take that down behind us. We're just going to rest on it. Elbows on top.
I think the video stopped.
Oh, Martin, that'll be fun. We'll keep recording even though it's easy. We're going to take one leg long. We're going to take it slightly out to the side, but keep the rest of your body stable. Back in and return. Other leg, reach it long, travel it out and in and return. Reach, travel it out to the side and in. So the weight of that leg moving out is trying to tip us and roll us towards that side. So we're looking to stay stable. Out, in, return, long, out, in, one more, each side, long, out, in, return, our last, reach, out, in, return. And now we can stretch back over the roller. So you can feel yourself leaning on the roller, give yourself a lovely big exhale, and it gives us a gentle nudge into the back, just helping to mobilize through the spine. We can use our elbows just to release it. We're slowly working up through the spine. So just give yourself a little exhale as we gently lean on it. Working up, level by level. Make sure as you breathe out you feel comfortable. And if there's a level that doesn't feel so comfortable, skip it. Because moving and that mobility a little bit above and below a sticky joint will help loosen the ones in between. So we can play around. But here we go. Once we get up into about that mid-back area, we need to support our head. So we're going to loop the fingers, let our head rest heavy into your hands. You might feel comfortable there to have a little arch back. So we're opening that mid-back. You think, oh, not yet. You can lift the hips and have a little massage on there. Give yourself a little roll. We can lower those hips, try again a little higher up and play. Massaging across the shoulders feels delicious. And just seeing if we're able to find a little extension. If your head can lower on the other side, can your hips? And just playing level by level, having a little feel. And loosening up that back that can get awfully tight on us. You can play a little bit where your feet are too. If you want to bring your feet in a little closer, that can sometimes make you feel like you've got a little bit more confidence. Feeling a bit more in control of the movement. If your spine is very sensitive and you're not really enjoying this, one of the nice ones to do is just to bring it right up so it's like a pillow for your head. And just turn your head on it. You're getting a bit of a massage into the back sides of the skull, onto the occiput. So just giving yourself a little gentle massage. We've got some of our big neck extensors there that get very tired from doing the job of holding our heads up all day. It can feel like a little massage into those pressure points. Otherwise, a little massage up onto those shoulders. Two spots that just attachment points that can get very, very tender. Last few seconds there. And then you'll get to lie down again, but you're going to be lying on top of the roller. Best way to set it up is middle of your mat, middle length. Middle width, middle length. And then I know you've got room for your arms all around us. And then we're going to perch our bottoms on one end, almost like you're about to fall off, because once we lie down, we want our heads on. It doesn't matter about this end so much. And we use our hands to help lower ourselves down. We've got hands on the floor, and we have our feet out wide to the edges of the mat, and give ourselves some lovely contact balance there. Well done. Just make sure everyone's looking good. Heads are on. You guys come down slightly. Perfect. Well done, Margaret, getting long in the body, so you could shuffle this way slightly as we move along. Well done indeed, team. Right, so in that position, I'm going to get you to lift your hips up and roll your spine back down onto the mat, onto the roller. So we have no gaps, so I can feel that contact point all the way down. And then we want to think about a lovely low aeroplane seatbelt. I'm going to draw that tight. That comes low across the front of our hips and gives us extra firmness at contact with the roller here. Well done. So we're going to feel confident here to take our hands to the ceiling. We've got nice wide feet here. That's our triangle of balance at the end. We're going to shake our right hand. The right hand's going to open out to the side a little bit. We're going to keep our balance and then bring the right hand back up. Left hand opening to the side and back up. Now as we go from side to side, the challenge is balance. Are we able to wriggle our feet a little bit closer? Just do a little wriggle at a time. Sometimes that point where we feel our balance challenge just sneaks up on us. Keep drawing in through that low tummy. And we want to use everything we've got that's in contact with the roller. So from the back of our head, down through those shoulder blades, the contact through our spine, and those hips. So we're challenging ourselves by wriggling our feet a little closer together as we open our arms and open and lift. Well done, well done. We're going to take those hands down to the floor. We're going to find one leg. We're going to lift that leg up to tabletop and lower it back down. And the other leg, lift and lower. Now as we do this, there's 2 points that will help us. As we lift the leg, place the foot back down into its train track. It's tempting here to have our feet very narrow, which will make the balance quite the challenge. So think about those lines down each side of the body, and we place our foot back into its train track. If you need extra support through the upper body for balance, push your fingers firmly into the floor as we have lovely long arms and pressing in fingers. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Well done. We can continue this, but we're going to lift the opposite arm, scooping that opposite arm and leg towards the ceiling, and then control and lower them together. Opposite side, lift and lower. Well done. Scoop and lower. Lift and lower. And lower. So you can feel that connection across the body. We can use that drawn down feeling of the front of the rib cage, keeping that firm contact to the roller, helping us with our balance. Lift and lower. And then lift and hold. Hold. We're going to open this lifted arm and leg out to the side and then squeeze them back towards the ceiling. Open out to the side and squeeze to ceiling. 3 more for the side. Open and squeeze. Open. Squeeze. 1 more. Open. Squeeze. And it can lower. We'll lift up the opposite side. Woo. Keeping that spine in contact with our rollers. And we'll open and close. Open and close. 3, 2, and 1, and in, and feet down. Well done indeed. We're going to take our hands to ceiling. Now we're going to curl forward. We're looking for our knees. We're going to curl forward. We're going to see if we can reach towards those knees, give them a tap, and then roll the spine back down, block by block by block. And we can take the arms past our head, give them a nice big stretch. We're still keeping our spine on the roller, so no gaps. So you draw the ribs in and we're working strongly at the front. Curling forward, curling up, tap, and then down, block by block by block, and reaching away. If you feel a bit wobbly here, you can always place your feet out a little wider, give yourself a little bit more balance control as we lift up and reach away. Curling up, tap, and rolling down. A little extra challenge for our last 4. As we curl up, we're going to hold here at the top and see if we can lift onto one tippy toe. Maybe that foot can come off. Ooh. And then down and reaching away. Increasing our challenge at the top. Other side. Curling forward. Reach, hold, tippy toe. Can we take the foot off? Lower. And release. And away. Ooh, once more. Each side. Curl. Set. Lift. Lower. And away. And curl. And lift, lower, and away. Whoa, we take those hands up to the ceiling, give them a nice shake through the fingers. We're going to take our hands and our elbows together, and we're folded at 90 degrees. So elbows are together, hands together. Squeeze. Then we're going to open those hands and elbows out to the side, like a big stop sign, goalpost or cactus, whichever picture you like the most. But we're getting a lovely big stretch across the front of the chest. Breathe here. Close your eyes if it helps. We're just trying to allow that stretch across the front of the chest. These muscles can get awfully tight. It's almost everything we do during the day is in front of us, requiring the use of those chest muscles. Not always heavy lifting, but just holding. Using your breath out, allowing things to soften and melt and lengthen. Let's bring these hands and elbows back up for a big squeeze at the top again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then opening back out into that stretch. Hold. Lovely big breath out, finding that stretch. We can bring our elbows down beside our waist a little more, or we can slowly, gently take the arms closer towards the back of the head. So we can just play around with our angles there, because now everybody's stretch line is out at, say, 90 degrees. So we just got to gently move, slowly finding where the stretch need is for you. We'll take both those arms back up to the ceiling. Now we think about how our spine is on the roller once again, no gaps through the back. So we're going to keep that strong connection. Breathing in with the fingers to the ceiling. We're going to exhale as they separate. One arm by the head and one arm long beside us. So we are reaching with full, long, stretching arms. We're going to inhale back as the arms pass by the ceiling, and exhale as we switch the reach away. This is our toy soldier arms. We'll inhale towards the ceiling, exhale as we lengthen and stretch, and inhale, lift, exhale and reach. Keeping that spine connected. The exhale will help us, drawing down the front of the rib cage, keeping us in contact to the mat. Breathing into ceiling. Exhale and away. Into ceiling. Exhale, reach. Nearly there we are. Inhale. Exhale, reaching away. One more each side, lifting. Inhale. And exhale, away. Well done indeed. Fingertips up to the ceiling. Loop the fingers together. And we take our feet wide out towards the side of the mat. We're going to roll our backs onto just the curve that runs down beside the spine. So we're just giving ourselves a little wobble side to side. There are big muscle bellies that run down the side of our spine. So we're giving ourselves a little bit of a massage into those. A little bit balance challenge as well. And we can use our arms to counterbalance and reach. So it's just a little bit of a wriggle side to side, coming off the spiky spines of the back and then into the muscle belly beside. A little bit each way. And it can lead us into our elegant dismount of the roller. You can either curl yourself up into sitting, or we can just slide ourselves off sideways. Whoosh. Well done. We'll bring it round in front of us again. Give yourself a nice thumbs up. Roll away. So we've got that nice reach, that extension into the upper back again. Reach and wriggle. Roll and reach. Well done. We'll see how our wrists are to be up on top of the roller again. There are two hand positions. You can have all your fingers and thumbs over. We can tuck our thumb down. Can be a nicer angle for the wrists. That may feel more comfortable. If we're in this position, the elbows go out wide to the sides of the roller as we lower our chest down and we push back up, giving ourselves a little bit of a wobbly push up. We lower and we push up. Lower and push. Two to go. Lower and push. Lower and push. And our remaining ones are going to get mixed in with a leg longer. All right, so we're going to slide one leg out and we're going to lift it off the floor. Now, as we go forward, that's okay, but to get back up, you think, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. Reach through the leg, and reaching through that leg longer, using those leg muscles, helps to give you a little bit of a booster returning up. Lower, and reach through the leg. Lower, and reach. One more each side. There we go. Now switching over, we've got our 5 to finish. Woo. Leg is long. Lower and reach through the leg. Gives us that little extra booster to help us get up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Our last one. Lower and lift. Oosh, well done. We can roll our hands on the roller, just giving them a little bit of a massage as we take our hands around and on. Well done indeed. The roller is coming up with us. So we're going to pick it up, bring ourselves up to standing, and we're going to take it, we're going to hold it behind our back. Everyone's shoulders are okay to do that, so we've got quite the big reach to hold it there. We're back to our feet, shoulder width apart, and we're going to lower down into our little knee bend and come back up. Now this is forcing us into a very big upright posture, so it can change how we can bend our legs. And lift, 2, and lift, 1, and lift. Now we're going to keep this here, and we're just going to turn. We can use the roller to turn us a little to one side when we come back through, and turn, and back into the middle. Of course, it's way more fun on the toes. We're going to pop onto those toes a little bit, turn, keep our balance, back through, turn, and back through, heels down, fingertips are on again, and we're reaching it out behind us. Well done. Keeping it back off the hips. We're wide across our shoulders. Toes again. Lift, turn. Keeping it pushed back behind us. Back through the middle. Other side. Pushing back. And in. And lower. Well done. Round it comes. We use it to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch here. Fingertips on the end. And we're going to turn it all the way over. And see if we can lift up the bottom end. We're tying ourselves up into a big knot. We could say giving yourself a lovely hug. And then release. And we'll go the other way. Over. Tying yourself into a little knot. Seeing if you can tip up the lower hand. And release. One more each side. Big hug. Around we go. Now hold here. Giant breath in for me. And out. Unwrap. Once more. Other side. Around, lifting up the bottom hand. Hold for me. Breathing in. And out. And unravel. Now we can pop the roller back down. Your arms a lovely little shake out. Well done. And let's catch our balance. So we have a lovely softness, springiness into our knees. Catching our balance towards the ceiling. We launch up. And we're going to pull our shoulders back in. Find your centers and squeeze your glutes. And then we'll lower on down. Again, up. Draw it all in towards the center. Shoulders, center, glutes. And away. 2 more chances. And scoop. Drawing it all back in towards our centers though. And lower. Last one. Up. Drawing it in, draw it in. Yay! Success on the last one. Shrug your shoulders up and drop them. How did we go with chin tucks last week? Did some?
Actually during the week. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, just slipping them in is a little bit of a normal routine for your week. It's going to be of great benefit to you. Around and slide. One more. Roll and slide.